Hello students, welcome to Social Science online classes. In this session, you are going to learn the fifth chapter of history, that is Social and Religious Reformation Movement. In this chapter, you are going to learn establishment of Brahma Samaja and reformations, Young Bengal movement, establishment of Arya Samaja and reformations led by Pratna Samaja, ideas of Satyashodhaka Samaja, Aligarh movement's ideologies, Theosophical Society, Narayana Guru Dharma Paripalana Yogam, and Periyar. Okay, so dear students, now let us understand what is the meaning of social and religious reformation movement. Social, what do you mean by this? Social, it means the society which we live in. What it is? It is the society which we live in. Then religious. Religious means the religion which we follow. That is social and religious reformation movement means the society in society the religions which are followed by the people. Okay, reformation means the changes brought in or to make changes in the society. So what are the changes made in the society? So see dear students, today also there are some problems in the society. Similarly, in the 19th century also there were problems in the society. Okay, social means society, religious means the religion which are with the religion which we follow. See, reformation means to bring some changes in the religion and the society. Okay, so earlier there were some problems. There were some what do we call it? There were some discriminations in the society on the basis of religion. There were many discrimination. A discrimination like high caste and low caste discrimination were there in the Hindu society itself, and apart from that, there were a discrimination between men and women. Okay, so apart from that, some social problems like child marriages were there. Okay, so all such problems were there. So the reformists of India, they wanted to remove all these practices from the society and bring some changes in the good changes in the society. So that is called as a social and religious reformation movement. Okay. Okay. Social and social reformation, it is an attempt to reform a society that practices discrimination among its members. Okay, see, I have already explained you. There were some evil practices in the society on the basis of a religion. So the reformists wanted to remove all such evil practices from the society and bring a good changes in the society. So that is social reformation. So social reformation, it was an attempt to reform a society that practices discrimination among its members. So reformation aims to bring back such a society into the fold human values, and the basic aim of reformation movement was to declare the value of individuals self respect. It means the basic aim of the reformation movement was to inculcate the self respect among the people. Okay, so the 19th century is considered as the reformation new awakening time in the history of India. See dear students, what happened? Basically India is the major religion in India is Hinduism. So, apart from Hinduism, there were other religions which were followed by the Indians. They were Jainism, Buddhism were there, and after some inventions took place in the world, after the inventions, what happened? The Islam arrived into India. Okay, so Islam religion was introduced into India. So then what happened? With then what happened, the Islam religions was also practiced by the people in India. And apart from that, with the advent of Europeans, what happened, the Europeans came to India and the Europeans introduced Christianity. So after that, after the advent of Europeans also, Christianity was introduced into India and people started following Christianity also in India. So this way what happens, in India people started to follow different religions. So that is why we rightly say that India has its unity in its diversity. Diversity means what? Difference. A different religions, customs are being followed by the people in our country. So there were some defects or there were some ill practices in the religion which the people followed in our country. So in order to remove this, what happened? The social reformation movement took place. So in when did this reformation take place? The reformation took place in 19th century. So dear students, now we are in which century? We are living in a 21st century. So today we are in a 21st century, and this reformation movement took place in 19th century, that is between 1800 to 1900 AD. When it took place between 1800 to 1900 AD. So now in which century we are? We are in 21st century. So this period is called as 19th century. So the 19th century is considered as the reformation and new awakening time in the history of India. Okay, so with the implementation of English education, with the implementation of English education, a new class of educated Indians was created. See, after the advent of Europeans to India, what happened? The British introduced English education system. So with this, what happened? This English education system help the Indians. So dear students, here what happens? With the implementation of English medium, a new class of educated Indians was created. What happens here? The English introduced English education system. So the Indians, with the introduction of English education system, the Indians were benefited by this system of education, and so they were able to analyze which is wrong and which is right. The educated class of people in India are able to analyze which is right and wrong. So with the implementation of education, English education, a new class of educated Indians was created. So many European concepts like democracy, nationalism, equality started finding its roots in India. So with the help of English education, or the mass of the people who were educated, who were benefited by the English education, they started to understand the European concepts like democracy, nationalism, equality, they started to understand such concepts. Okay, so many prominent people like Rajaram Mohan Roy, Dayanand Saraswati, Ranade, Jyotiba Phule, Swami Vivekananda, Annie Besant, Sir Syed Ahmad Khan, Periyar, Narayan Guru became a part of this movement. Okay, so now when the concepts like democracy, nationalism, equality started finding its roots in the society, The British also helped express their interest in reforming the society. So they put forth their theory of white man's burden. Okay, what did they put there? They put their theory of white man's they put the theory of white man's burden. Okay, they believed that it is their duty to civilize Indians as a civilized class, as a civilized. So the British thought it is their duty to civilize Indians as a civilized class of people. Okay, so the British made an attempt to protect their political and economic interests in order. Okay, so then what happens? Many Indians, after that, many Indians started. So this way what happens, many Indians started understanding the Indian tradition in the new perception, okay, or in the new way. Okay, so now what happened, a new identity called India was born. Now what happens, a new identity called India was born. So dear children, here the benefit of uniting Indians or making the Indians one feel as they are Indians, the credit goes to the British itself. Okay, so after getting a British English education system, now what happened, a new identity called India was born among the people of the country. See, some of the prominent social reformers of India were Raja Ram Mohan Roy, Narayana Guru, Annie Besant, Dayanand Saraswati. Okay. These prominent leaders, what happened? They started. These prominent leaders started to oppose the ill practices practiced in the society. So, like many communities, like Sudras and other neglected communities and women, they lacked many rights. So many movements opposed these prominent leaders opposed such type of practices. So these unlike movements in the Middle Ages and unlike the movements in the Middle Ages and ancient times, the movements during the British period were different. So, issues like caste system, gender discrimination, sati system, widow marriage, remarriage restriction system, denial of education to Sudras and other communities were addressed by these movements. So many these prominent leaders became a part of these movements. So one of the main feature of this period is the attempt made to stop social evils by prohibiting them through law. Okay, dear students, now we shall discuss about Brahmo Samaj. Brahma Samaj, Raja Ram Mohan Roy was the founder of Brahma Samaja. Who was the founder of Brahma Samaja? Raja Ram Mohan Roy was the founder of Brahmo Samaja. Raja Ram Mohan Roy is the chief initiator of social reformation in India during modern times. He had a deep knowledge in Sanskrit. Raja Ram Mohan Roy had a deep knowledge in Sanskrit, Persian, and Arabic literature. He was well versed in Hindu philosophical critique and Quran. Apart from this, apart from this, he had also studied other religions found in India. He had also studied other religions found in India critically. He had even learned Hebrew and Greek to read Bible in its original form. Okay, so such was his such way he had a great knowledge. He started he started Atmiya Sabha in Calcutta. Rajaram Mohan Roy, he started Atmiya Sabha in Calcutta along with some of his friends. The Sabha aimed at eradicating socio-religious maladies from the society of Bengal. It means the Sabha aimed at eradicating socio-religious ill practices from the society of Bengal. He started Brahma Samaja in 1828. Okay, so he wanted to purge Hinduism by removing caste system and superstitions. So he wanted to in a broader way the Hinduism by removing caste system and superstitions. Rajaram Mohan Roy and other Brahma Samaj followers wanted to rebuild a new Hindu society based on philosophical foundations of Upanishads. So, due to his efforts, the then Governor General William Bentinck brought in law prohibiting sati system in 1829. So, who supported Rajaram Mohan Roy? The then Governor General William Bentinck. He supported Rajaram Mohan Roy and he brought into effect the law prohibiting sati system in 1829. Rajaram Mohan Roy tried develop rationality among the common people through journalism. Okay, so what happened? He published a journal named Samvada Kumudi. What he published? He published a journal named Samvada in Bengali language. Okay, now let's have a look over the important aspects of Brahma Samaja. Okay, the important aspects of Brahma Samaja were the Brahma Samaja advocated monotheism. Okay, it opposed meaningless rituals. Every person, it also advocated every person should live with dignity and no law or ritual should violate this. Advocated for a share in a property to honor dignity of life to widow. It also opposed child marriage. Okay, then every person should live with dignity and no law or ritual should violate this provision. It advocated for a share of a property to honor to the dignity of life to the widow. Brahma Samaja declared that one can take good things from anywhere. ರಿಮೂವ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಅವರ ಮೇನ್ ಉದ್ದೇಶ ಮೋಹನ್ ರಾಯ್ and other Brahma Samaj followers in 1829. Raja Ram Mohan Roy tried to develop a rationality among the common people through a journalism. He published a journal named Samvad Kumudi in Bengali language. So, in ಒಂದು ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಪೇಪರ್ ಅನ್ನ ಒಂದು ಜರ್ನಲ್ ಅನ್ನ ಶುರು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಈಗ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ಸಮಾಜ ಮೇನ್ ಉದ್ದೇಶ ಏನಂದ್ರೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅಡ್ವೊಕೇಟ್ ಮೊನೋಥಿಸಮ್. ಸೊ ಇಸ್ಲಾಂ ಆಗಲಿ ಹಿಂದೂಯಿಸಮ್ ಆಗಲಿ ಜೈನಿಸಮ್ ಆಗಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲ ಬುದ್ಧಿಸಮ್ ಆಗಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲ ಕ್ರಿಶ್ಚಿಯಾನಿಟಿ ಆಗಲಿ, ಸೊ ಯಾವುದೇ
ಒಂದೇ ಗಾಡ್ ಇರೋದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಒಂದೇ ಗಾಡ್. ಸೊ ಅಡ್ವೊಕೇಟ್ ಮೊನೋಥಿಸಮ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ದೇರ್ ಈಸ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಒನ್ ಗಾಡ್.
So, advocated monotheism. Advocated monotheism. The meaning of monotheism means that is following only one god or worshipping one god. We have already discussed about this monotheism. Okay, so here the Brahma Samaja advocated monotheism means the worship of only one god, either it is a Hindu, Muslim or Christianity. So there is a one god. It advocated the worship of only one god. Okay, so dear students, now we shall wind up the session here only. Tomorrow we shall come up with the same chapter and the different topic. Thank you and have a good day.